Lamplight Audiobooks presents an unabridged recording of A Ration Book Victory by Jean Fullerton, narrated by Annie Aldington. W.F. Howes presents an unabridged recording of A Ration Book Victory by Jean Fullerton, narrated by Annie Aldington. Prologue. Kinsale, Ireland, June 1877. With her fingers woven together in prayer and her eyes tight shut, 5-year-old Philomena Dooley shifted from one knee to the other to ease the numbness caused by the cold flagstones of the Carmelite Friary Church, which served the good and faithful in the parish of Kinsale. Although the bright summer sunlight streaming through the church's stained-glass window dappled the stone floor with a kaleidoscope of colours, inside the whitewashed walls the air was cool. Philomena expected nothing else, as for sure, hadn't it been the same each and every time she'd ever attended? Even the blessed saints perched on their pedestals between the pillars looked chilly. Opening one eye, Philomena squinted at her mother kneeling beside her. Kathleen Dooley, her head bowed low, her eyes closed, and the pink rosary that had been blessed by the Pope himself, clasped between her hands, had the same dark brown hair and eyes as Philomena herself. On the other side of her were Philomena's brothers and sisters, with faces scrubbed and curly hair anchored with brilliantine and ribbons respectively, knelt in age order with their father, Jeremiah Dooley, at the end. As was usual when they attended church, she and her family were dressed in their very best clothes. For her mother, this was a high-necked cream blouse with her long black skirt pooling around her, and a paisley shawl draped over her head and shoulders, while her father wore his least worn trousers, which had been laid under the mattress for 3 days to be rid of the creases, and a flowery waistcoat under his jacket. Philomena's best was a flowery blue cotton dress with long puffy sleeves and a frilly button-up collar. Although her mother had made it from a gown bought from a clothes dealer and it didn't quite reach to the top of her boots, Philomena knew that any princess in the land would envy her for the wearing of it. She and her family were sitting at the back. Her mother said it was because they hadn't been in the parish long enough to have a regular pew. But Philomena knew better. For hadn't she seen the sideways looks and heard the word tinkers whispered since she was old enough to walk beside the family's Vardo, while Major, their piebald horse, pulled it along the dusty highways of months?
Sample complete. Ready to continue?